Morning, soul family. How you doing today? It's a gorgeous day, except for the chemtrails. That sucks, but we'll look past that. It is probably going to be a warmer one today. Not a lot of disturbance on the water, just a little bit of ripple on the surface. Things are good. So we're going to get started, and this is for all air signs. And I'm going to do it as a hybrid reading, so you can choose. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to do it this way or not, but I'm giving you the option. I've been getting a lot of feedback. People like trying their intuition, right? So what I would suggest is use your specific sign, but then also first choose something. One of the items that I choose. Which one are you drawn to? Which one does your higher self say, that message is for me? Then you get another specific message, and it may not be under your sign, right? It may be, which would be double emphasis. Otherwise, it's just another message, because I truly honestly believe that all of these messages are for all of us. But I'll let you guys do it the way you want it, because this seems to be what you want. Actually, everybody wants one-on-one attention. And that's probably what I'm going to do next, is just break it down to each sign, one reading for each sign, and then I'll do a weekly reading with everybody. Maybe I should just, yeah, I think I will. I was going to say maybe I should just start that right now and do air signs. I think I will. This is for Gemini, all right? That way you don't have, you don't get a choice. It is what it is. This is what you guys have wanted, so this is what I'm going to do. We'll see what happens from here on in. All right, so for you guys, the message comes to you guys today from the Magdalene Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. And then I'll give you some clarifiers. First of all, let's get some music. I like cleansing the air, the energy with that. I love to resonate. It's healing, you know, vibrational sound healing. It's really powerful. This particular crystal singing bowl is made out of quartz, clear quartz, and it's infused with 24 karat gold. So it's very precious. It's called the Laughing Buddha because I'm the little Buddha. My spiritual twin is my Buddha, my peaceful Buddha, and I'm the Laughing Buddha. So this crystal bowl came to me. It was literally gifted to me, and it was interesting because the crystal bowl that I had once was vibrating to the letter C, and this one is too, to the tone C, and this just happens to be, and it just happens to be called the Laughing Buddha. And that was the one I was gifted. So, well, not gifted, I traded readings, so I paid for it. All right, so here's your message for Geminis. This is your overall message, past lives. So what's going on here is a couple of different things. You may, this may be telling you that you have a past life connection with somebody in your life, and that in this life, and that's why you have such a feeling of familiarity. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person is going to be someone that you like. This could be someone from just from a past life that you have had connection with, and they're here to push your buttons. Because it's all about lessons, right? But the message is, you know this person. I've got this energy that I feel this. I feel this connection. I feel like I've known them before. Why is that? Why is that? I always feel like there's such a deep connection. Wow, guys, you just got a whole flock of cormorants on the move. That's amazing. Cormorants are the ones who are. Their messages, you will dive down deep under your emotional waters and you will emerge safe and sound. So maybe this has been confusing for you. Maybe there's actually an issue going on in your life that's been bothering you, and it's trying to be resolved. And maybe it's coming through your dreams, and your dreams are confusing. This is a message to pay attention to your dreams. If you can remember anything, write down the things that you can remember, because in your dream state, we go back and we revisit past lives and issues that need to be addressed. I know I've seen at least 4 of my past lives and very, very detailed. And what's interesting is it has everything to do what's happening in this life, because whatever issues were not resolved will come forward into this next life to be resolved. It happens that way. So we are given challenges in our life to deal with, and some people just don't want to deal with them. And so if you aren't able to master whatever that lesson is in this life, it will come again in the next life. And so you don't have to worry about this. If the dream state is dealing with this, it's not something that you have to try and recall. If it's confusing for you, or if you don't remember your dreams, you're not to worry about that. Just let it go, because this is what is meant to happen. There's a healing that's taking place from a past life. We will meet people in this life, and we think, oh, that's my soulmate. You know, I've known them forever, and this much, but it's a disaster. Everything goes wrong. Why is that happening? This is a karmic soulmate. Yes, you have a past life connection, and they are there definitely in your life for a reason. They're there to teach you a lesson, to help you learn something, but karmic soulmates are not meant to stay in your life. Not all karmic soulmates. Some transfer. A twin soul can actually also be a karmic soulmate, but your buttons are pushed. You go through a lot of difficulties. I mean, that's what the twin soul relationship is about. It's very, very hard. We bring each other's all the buttons, all the things that need to be pushed that we haven't addressed or haven't wanted to look at, the memories that were buried. And it could have been from this life, and it could have been from other lives. But they all come up to be healed. And the only time that this happens with a twin soul is at the end, because, or you realize that you're in a twin soul relationship, and this person that you have connected with, you will more than likely connect with several karmic soulmates, but you will also connect with your twin soul, which will feel like a karmic soulmate because it's not fun. Things are, you know, it makes me uncomfortable. They push you. They push you to be the best that you can be. They push you to face the things that you don't want to face, and it doesn't feel good. But in the end, you've grown, you've ascended, and then you come together with your twin soul. The karmics fall away. The karmic situations fall away. So it's also just a message that you have, yes, this person, why do I feel so familiar with this person? Why do I feel so comfortable? Because you have a past life with this person. It's a trip. I've met people and I was confused. You know, I thought, well, I've dreamed with this person. I've been in a past life with this person, and this person must be the one for me. And they weren't. They were definitely a past life connection of mine, and they were a soulmate of mine, but they were a lesson of mine. And got to know the difference. So what is this in regards to for you? Why is this past life issue coming up for you? We'll ask ourselves. Light. See the light within yourself and everyone else. So maybe this past life connection or this situation has brought out a dark side of you, or you're seeing a dark side of yourself or of another person. And this is and the reason is, why is this person in my life? Why is this thing coming up? It's to shed light on the situation. It's to shed light on a situation in your life. Like, why is this happening to me? Why have I behaved this way? Why do I feel this way? Why is this an issue for me? Or maybe for the other person in your life, whoever this is. It's asking you to go into your imagination. You think that you're imagining things. No, you're not. Have I actually been in different places? Have I been in medieval times? Yes, if that's what you're seeing. Trust in what you're seeing. It's not your imagination. You're wondering, is this my imagination? Nope, it's not. Grandparent. Now, this is really interesting, because sometimes a past life connection will be a connection again in this life, and they will come back in a different form. Sometimes what's going on here is this past life, this issue that's going on, it could be, like I said, your childhood. So maybe a grandparent is coming to you in your dreams to help you deal with a past life issue or an issue in your earlier childhood. Pay attention. You've got a very special bond with a grandparent that's watching over you. Love heals fear. Okay, so a lot of times we're afraid of what we see. We're afraid of things that have come up. We've buried things in our past that we don't want to look at. But we need to recognize that these are coming up. These issues are coming up so that we can address them. And we have to love that aspect of ourselves, whatever it is that we're frightened of. And recognize that spirit is there to help you. If you're afraid in your dream time, if you're having scary dreams, or if it's upsetting you, infuse love. What are you afraid of? Fear is only false expectations appearing real. Focus on the good. Focus on the love. Love yourself. Love yourself for what, even who you were, who you are now. Love heals fear. I love this. Maybe there's somebody in this life that is angry. Maybe there's something that's going on that you're not aware of. Why do they feel this way towards me? Why is this such a difficulty between us? There could literally be a past life issue. So all we want to do, we ask Spirit to put love into the situation. Pervade the entire situation. They may not be lacking loving towards you, but love will heal fear in yourself or in another person. So ask for that. So this is coming up, or these issues are being resolved in these confusing dreams, or these unsettling issues that are in your life are present because they're trying to help you ascend. This is changes that you're going through. You're not being forced to look at these things in order to hurt you. It's in order for you to bring them up so you can look at them, love them, heal them, release them, and move on without the burden. You've carried that through many past lives. Maybe it's about cutting cords. Maybe you'd like to do a past life regression. Maybe that's interesting to you. Find out. It's telling you that you are very gifted. In a past life, you may have had a different personality. You could have been a different sex. You could have had a different vocation. And you just happen to have a hobby that you like in this life. In actuality, it could have been something that you did in a past life. So explore your gifts. We're very, very gifted. We have incredible intelligence. And if we tap into everything that we have, we're so much more than we think that we are. Sometimes we limit ourselves. Okay, because of past life, this is kind of a limiting message, I feel. Like it can only go so far. I mean, you can go deeper into your past life and discuss it. But as far as me, right now, talking with you about it, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to another message. We're going to go to the Crystal Oracle. And we're going to give you another message. We're going to ask, how does this apply to you? What is it that you need to hear, understand, learn, discover about yourself, this situation, someone else? How can you best help yourself or another in your life? Because this is for you or someone else in your life. Now, it's a past life issue. You may not understand why somebody in your family is so drawn to another person. It doesn't make sense to you. You know, it doesn't fit the regular mold. Well, that person was most likely have a past life tie. And there's something that you don't understand in this world. But in a past life, they were very connected and they probably made plans to meet again in this life. Okay, so for Gemini. Selenite, this is awesome, I love this. Now, selenite is a cleansing and purifying crystal that it doesn't need any other crystal to charge it. It's a self-charging, self-cleansing crystal. And it cleanses and charges other crystals. That's what's so cool about it. And this makes me think of us, the super sensitives. We're self-charging. There are people that need to be around other people, and that's how they get their energy from other people. But super sensitives, we need to charge on our own. We charge through our crystals, through nature. We need to be on our own. We don't get a charge off of other people, and we actually guard our energy quite carefully so that we're protected, so that other people don't take our energy, because it's very draining to us as empaths. So understand this. If this is somebody in your life that gets overwhelmed easily, they are a self-charging crystal child, and they need time to themselves. They may be overwhelmed with a lot of people around. They may take on the energy of other people. We will actually feel other people's pain and anger and not understand that it's not ours. So if we're in a toxic environment, you may not be fighting with that person, but they will take on the pain and the hurt and the upset of that, and it can cause a lot of problems. And if you have a child and you're not aware of how this works, it can be very difficult. And so this is something for parents to understand, that, you know what, like I have a grandson who's a super sensitive, and now gratefully I understand this, so I can help him. And he's told me, you know, he's quiet. He likes time to himself. His mother gets her feelings hurt because he wants to spend time alone. He doesn't, she says, I just want to be with him. And he always wants to be alone. And she takes it personally. And I said, let him be. It's not that he doesn't love you. He totally loves her. He loves his mother. But he gets overwhelmed easily. And he likes to be alone. He's not lonely. He's not miserable. He's not unhappy. He likes that. I do too. I like my alone time. It's important for us. And I was talking to him one day about it, trying to explain this to him. And he says, you know, when I was with the family up in Canada, they went back for a visit. And he says, you know, after a little while, it got to be too much. They were all playing games, right? And it got to be too much for him. And so he literally took himself away and went into the back room. And everyone's like, where's Trey? And he said, it was too much. I just needed time to calm down. And he didn't understand why. And he says, is it mean that I did that? And I said, no. And they need to understand, you just need your private time. It took me a long time to understand this. My spiritual twin was very, very sensitive. And I, more so than I understood that I was. I am as well, but I didn't understand what was happening to me. And he was more that way from a very young age. And I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again for people who haven't heard. You know, he gave me a hug, he came to see me, and then he was leaving, and I asked him for another hug, and he said, I already gave you one. And I said, okay, can I have another? Like, you know, don't be so stingy. So he says, I don't know. Are you going to take my energy, or are you going to give energy, put it on me? Like, put your energy into me. And I said, I don't know. I just want to give you a hug. So he said, all right. So I went over and I gave him a hug, and I didn't say anything. I just held him, and he held me, and I just said in my head, I love you, I love you, I love you. And he held me for a little bit, and then he stepped away, and he looks at me, and he says, very well done. And I thought, what? And he says, you didn't take my energy, and you didn't put your energy on me. You remained neutral. And that's important, and he recognized that, because in other relationships, he probably realizes that people take his energy, and it's very draining for him, right? And other times people will put their energy on you, their frustration, their anger, and it's like, I don't need to carry this. I have enough to carry of my own. It's overwhelming. As empaths, we pick up enough of everything, all the surroundings and everything around us as it is. Never mind, you know, in the person that you want to be the closest to, you have to understand that there's a respect of this boundary. So this would help if you don't understand this about super sensitives. Maybe you're not somebody who is a super sensitive that is a self-charger. But understand that when people say, look, you know what, I need my space, it doesn't mean I don't like you and I don't love you. It means I need my space. Right now, I need to charge. I need some time to process. My twin, I would ask him, you know, I sent him something, you know, and he was very upset about something, and I gave him my big explanation, and he didn't respond. And I'm like, okay. So I said, you know what? I listened to what you had to say, and I can see it from your perspective. And I said, and here I poured everything out to you how I felt, and I would have expected that it rated at least a response, a word. And he said, I listened, I read everything that you said, I'm processing. So sometimes there's a lot. So also another message is you can't give them a lot of things at one time. It could be overwhelming. You know, maybe just a little bit at a time. I need to process that. I need to break it down. And sometimes they need to go away and do that. So that's why I used to always think that, you know, when you're in a relationship, I want to be, and I'm not in a relationship so that I can be separate. I'm in a relationship because I want to be with my partner. But you can't be with somebody 24/7. It's not healthy. You need to have your friends. They need to have their friends. They need to have their hobbies. You need to have your hobbies. Yes, we want to do things together, and it's awesome if we like the same things. But it's very, very important that we also have a life of our own. You don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who needs you to the point where you feel like they're sucking the life out of you. This is very important for you to understand. The other message for Selenite is telling you that it is possible to connect telepathically with the ones that you love. With anyone, actually. I dream with my clients. I connect with my friends in Wisconsin. I dream in detail, like I'm literally in the kitchen doing what they're doing. And I've told them word for word what I've done, what I've seen and what was there. And they were like, oh my God, that's exactly the conversation that took place. And those were the people that were there. I know that I do that. I dream with my twin. I saw him last night. He was watching the video. I feel like I'm dreaming with his mother also. There's a connection. We are all interconnected. It's like It's like the telephone wire, or you turn on the radio, right? And how can I turn on the radio and hear a broadcast that's from New York? Because it's over the airwaves, and it's exactly the same thing. Energy is energy, right? So the fact that you know that you can communicate this way, you can communicate this way with people in spirit or in the physical world. So you can send love and healing. I'm an energy healer. I'm a Reiki master, and I do long-distance Reiki healing. I do it all the time, and it's very powerful because energy is energy. I'm feeling it right now. As soon as I start speaking about it, I start feeling the prickles in my hands. This is my working hand, and I'm thinking of my twin, and I did Reiki on him. I do Reiki on him every single night, several times last night. So we can send love and healing. We can also receive information. I go to sleep and I ask my twin questions. He responds. I ask during the day. I get my music. We communicate through the radio, through songs. It's possible to do that. You ask the universe a question and wait for the answer. It will come. You ask spirit to give you a message. Turn on the radio and listen for a song. There will speak to you in ways that are so specific. It's incredible. Today, the messenger that came for everybody was the mongoose. Mongoose totem. That's your homework. Go to Google and type in mongoose, T-O-T-E-M, and pull it up and read what it has to say. There's a message for you there. It's extremely detailed. So remember that there's no time and space either. Last night I watched the movie The Lake House with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. And what's so interesting is that I am very much Sandra Bullock's personality, that kind of girl next door, kind of natural, organic girl. In my dreams, I'm shown myself as that, and I see my twin as Keanu Reeves. And so I've been thinking about that video for a long time. I saw it a long time ago, but I thought I got to watch it. So I watched it last night. And it's about different timelines. And what I watched and what I heard were things that we have said to one another. Wait for me. Wait for me to come home. And so much time has gone by, right? And they waited. They couldn't get together. They came together. They met once, but they had to split apart. They had to wait to come back together again. It was very, very painful, but they didn't move on from each other because they were energetically connecting and they were communicating with each other, even though they were in a different time period. I've done this. I've communicated in past lives with my twin in this life as well. And we communicate telepathically all the time, even though we didn't see each other for, God, we've known each other 21 years at the end of this month. We communicated over the years without ever speaking. It's incredible. You can do this. I communicate with my mother in spirit. You can communicate with your loved ones that have gone into spirit. Don't believe that that's not possible. I doubted it for a while, and I asked for proof, and I have been given such solid evidence that I have no doubt at all. So right now, Spirit's telling you that the peace that you need right now, you're in a place of unrest about something, or maybe a sense of peace that you just need, like calm energy. You can get that by connecting energetically to the ultimate oneness. We are all connected. We all came from one God. No matter what everyone thinks, He's our Father, all of us, every race, culture. That's why I don't believe in war. How can I go kill my brother? That's my brother. It's not their fault they were born in that country and I was born in this. If I was born in that country, the people here would be my enemy? It makes no sense to me. I also communicate with animals. You are capable of communicating with animals. No doubt you communicate with your pets. You understand your pets. Other people may not understand your pet's language, but you do. I spoke to animals when I was a little child. All animals. I understood their language. I spoke in their language. I haven't retained that speech now. I only have one word, but that's because I needed to become a shaman. I needed to learn how to explain what the different animal messengers meant. If I had understood cat language and I just spoke to my cat, well, that would be great for me and the cat, right? Or me and the horse, or me and the dog, me and the giraffe. But if I would understand what the cat meant, the different independence, 9 lives, being able to see spirit, finicky. I mean, there's so many things about cats that you think about. If you have a cat, I'm a cat person. They want affection, but they want it on their own terms. They take it when they're ready for it, and you can't force a cat to do something. It's very difficult to train a cat. And there's people like that, right? There's dog people, there's cat people. I'm a cat person, so is my twin. We take it from there, right? There's aspects of us that we're dog people as well. But if you understand dog, loyalty, love, friendship, protection, you understand when the dog barks, pay attention. The dog is alerting you to something. There's so many things that I can teach people if I understood what the different animals meant, the different bugs, the different birds. And through that, you have messages. So you are able to connect. Pay attention to what your animals are doing. Pay attention to the animal totems around you. What were you thinking about when they did that? How are they behaving? There's a very specific message. And as I said, Mongoose has a message for you today. So when you understand that you can connect with ones that you have lost in spirit or ones that are not physically with you, it helps you. I don't have my twin in my physical presence, and I miss him. Our connection is so strong, and yet I still want his physical presence. So I asked him, I said, I need to see you. So I saw him last night. He showed me himself. Very rare that I get to see his face, but I did. I saw him. And it's probably because he's close. When he gets close to me in a proximity, I feel him stronger. But it helps you if you have the loss of a friend or of a loved one that's not in your physical presence, whether they are across the world working or whether they have gone back into spirit. You can connect with them. We all can. And it's a skill that we just need to develop. Okay, so for you guys, how does this apply? What different ways does this apply for you? Well, I keep getting the crow coming out of the darkness. So it has to do with dead loved ones. Chaos and conflict. So you're in a... That was probably really sexy, right up my nose. So you're in a place of chaos and conflict in your life. You need to find peace. That's why this helps you. You can reach out to your dead loved ones. If somebody that you counted on, somebody that you knew was your rock, ask them for help. Ask them to help you find a sense of peace. When I'm lonely, I call on my twin. I want to see you. I need to hear from you. He'll start speaking to me on the radio, or he'll come to me in a dream. This will help you. This telepathic communication will help you find your center. So right now there's problems in family situations or between relatives. And this is about mending fences. This is upside down. So the chaos and conflict, it could be within family or loved ones. And so use this telepathic communication to send your love. I love you. I don't want there to be a problem. My heart is open. My arms are open. What can I do to fix this? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Whatever it is, if there's an issue between us and I don't understand, please show me. And then watch and wait, and Spirit will bring it to you. You will be given very clear information. If you're worried about finances, if you're worried, this turtle is traveling with their treasure on their back. There's love all around this. This turtle is moving somewhere, forward. Get to work, light worker. This is what this means. Get to work. You've got everything you need in order to move forward on your spiritually illuminated path. Well, this one is in their emotional waters, and they're moving forward. And what they're carrying on their back, they're home. They're carrying love. It's what matters to them. Maybe you don't understand what matters to them. Why are they going? Why are they moving? Why are they going there? A turtle carries his home on his back. Your home is where your heart is. Maybe they're carrying too much weight. Are you putting a lot of pressure on somebody in your family? Have they been carrying too much weight? Have they been working too hard because they love you? Have you thought to give your appreciation for what they've done for you? Poised. So somebody's closed off. Poised is I'm poised and ready. I'm ready to roll, right? But this is upside down. Why? Exchanging gifts. It's time to exchange energy. It's time to exchange love. This is what Spirit wants you to do. This is what you're being told to do. So you may have issues within your family. You may have issues between friends that needs mending. You may have issues in your home. You want love in your home? You have issues with finance. Ask for Spirit to help you. Is there a way you can help somebody in your home? This one is carrying his home on his back. Maybe they need help. Can you help them? Would that be a way to mend a fence? Don't wait for them. Help them. Bring happiness to your home. Somebody's not able to go the distance on their own, or maybe they're not willing to. This is about going the distance. The cheetahs, they move quickly. Something's not moving very quickly. This turtle's a slow mover, right? He's good in his waters, but it's slow. Somebody's not taking action. There needs to be an exchanging of gifts. There needs to be a mending of fences. Maybe this is the reason for the chaos and conflict, and it can be undone. Actually, this is this way, right? Is something going around and around? Is it your mind? Are you overanalyzing? Is that what's causing the chaos and conflict? Are you causing your own chaos and conflict? Or is this a cycle that's being repeated that needs to stop? A karmic cycle. We got past life. Maybe this is a past life issue. I'm getting prickles on that, so that's a yes. This is something that has had to have to do with a past life or maybe early childhood. Maybe between mother and child. Maybe between siblings. There needs to be a mending. There needs to be an exchange of energy, an exchange of love, an exchange of thought. It has to do with finances. It has to do with home. It has to do with emotions. Someone not willing to go to the distance, unable to speak, unable to open up, going around and around. Everything is not done by the book. Maybe you want it to be done by the book. Maybe it's always done by the book. Maybe this is the way we've done it in our culture. This is how it's done. And Spirit says, no, it isn't. It doesn't always go that way. It doesn't always go by the book, and it doesn't always go the way you want it to go. And maybe that's the reason for chaos and conflict. Maybe that's the reason for a rift in friendship or family. Maybe that's the reason someone's leaving home. Maybe that's the reason they're not able to go the distance. They're not opening up because the rules need to be broken. Otherwise, things keep going around and around. Song right now. I will not give you up this time. Somebody had to give somebody up because of the way things were expected of them. And this time they're saying they're not going to give them up. They're not. They recognize that that's where their home is and they're going for it. And that may have caused, it may have been because of chaos and conflict in the family, because of rules that were, and they weren't willing to go to the distance before. They weren't ready, but now they are. Now there will be a mending and exchanging of gifts and love and energy. They have telepathically communicated. Wow. Okay, you guys, that's it for you. I hope you like this. We'll speak again soon.